Okay, change spark plugs on your Volvo S60 is pretty easy and straightforward. And as a car owner, you should definitely do it by yourself to save you a lot of time and money. So the basic tools you need will be a extension for your wrench, because that spark plug is pretty deep inside of that hole. I'm not sure you can see that. Yep, there you go. It's pretty deep. You need a pretty long extension to reach there. So that's the first thing. Then you will need a 14mm socket. So this is a 14mm socket connected to your extension. That will make your job much easier. Okay, then there's a little trick. Do never drop your spark plugs into that hole, and from internet it says it will damage the gap. So I don't understand what is a gap, but anyway, there's a trick you can use to preventing dropping this guy. So the hole is pretty small. It's impossible to use your hand or a pair to drop it. So instead you can use some magnet. So I got those small magnet, like I put 3 and 4 together, and I attach this magnet on my extension. So as you can see, it just loose. I simply just put my magnet there because this extension is made from metal, so it sticks, so it tracks to each other. And then I put my socket, the 14mm, over on this guy. Right. So you can see the magnet, it's inside of my socket. It's deep there, so for my case 4 magnets is enough to have my spark plugs stay in my socket. Let's look at it. So far I have changed 3 spark plugs on my Volvo S60. So I find a major problem. So I label them cylinder 1, 2, and 3, and as you can tell the difference on the thread here, the cylinder 1 and 2 are pretty normal, right? The threads are pretty normal and the colors are pretty similar. They're probably around at least 60,000 miles old, but if you look at the third one, did you notice the difference? The color is pretty dark on the thread, and you can see there are a lot of oil on the thread. So when I loosened this guy up, and there was no tension, and the spark plugs was pretty loose, it was not torqued to specifications, and I suspect because it was loose, so the oil can leak from the spark plug to reduce the available power in your car. And I don't know what it happens. Maybe the last technician who didn't install this particular one properly forgot to torque it. But I think I find a major issue of this Volvo S60. So I just got the number 4 out. So I labeled this number 4. As you can tell, and number 1, 2, and 4 are pretty normal. Number 3 is a troublemaker here, and it has significant oil leak through this spark plug. And both 1, 2, and 4 are pretty tight, and you need to use some torque to loosen them up. However, the number 3 it's super loose. I feel like the technician forgot to torque it, or maybe dealer did some tricks to ask you to return to their for service. I don't know. Leave a comments below. Let me know what do you think. I'm gonna show you how to put the new spark plugs inside. Alright, so with the magnet, this job should be pretty easy. Or you can just buy a spark plug kit. Some of the socket come with the magnets inside. Alright, so now you see it's It's all secured, and you gently position your new spark plugs inside of this hole and let it sit, and gently make sure you only use your hand to tighten it up at the beginning. So just use your hand, gently twist it, let it find its position. Alright, I think we're all set. Okay, just keep going until you don't have enough strength with your hand to tighten it up. That would be good enough for now. Now you see it's pretty clean. Socket out, spark plugs in. The magnets inside are fantastic. Works perfect. So now, with all the new spark plugs in place, and you will need to use a torque wrench to torque them to the specific Newton meter requirement. So I need to go check on internet, find out what's the number. According to Volvo, and for this particular engine, I will need to torque all my spark plugs to 18 Newton meter. So you need to get yourself a torque wrench like this. Then you can adjust the torque you want to set it to. So this is foot-pounds. That's not the unit we need. Yet Newton meter. In this case, I need to set this as 18 Newton meter.